Yo, what's going on, guys? Bot Mentality here with another Bitcoin trade analysis for you. So this is a trade I took just about, 45 minutes ago, an hour ago roughly. It was a 30-minute trade on Bitcoin, and I made a little over $570 in 30 minutes. It was a really quick trade, and it was only probably about 20 minutes of focus because I had just gotten home and I was checking my computer. And turns out, guys, the reason why I wasn't focused so much on the trade was because, or I was waiting for it to play out rather, is because I was replying to comments on my post on the cryptocurrency thread, the main cryptocurrency thread on Reddit. I actually had the #1 post today, and I had over 2,500 upvotes for that. And this is just, I just posted my trading setup. So if you guys want to kind of see what I'm working with, this is it. And I'll post more about it. I had over 500 comments, and I've been replying to these comments all day. All day, guys. And so I was sitting here replying to comments in between waiting for Bitcoin to pop. And that's what happened. I made $570 in under 30 minutes. So we'll go ahead and talk about what I did and how I walked up to the trade, what was my thought process before the trade, and how I actually jumped in and took that. So let's go ahead and jump over to the charts. So we're on the 1 hour chart on Bitcoin right now. And I'll go ahead and zoom in. And I'm going to back this up so you can see exactly what I saw when I got home and pulled up the markets and took a look. So I had been posting on Twitter all day talking about the charts and different things I was seeing and what was going on, but I wasn't able to actually see the RSI on my phone. I actually need to find a better app, and I'll talk about what I choose, and I'll show you guys what I'm going to do as far as my mobile setup, because I didn't have my iPad with me that I use to trade on when I'm out. So I was just using my phone. I couldn't see the RSI, but when I got home, I jumped in, and this is what I saw. So I was on the 1 hour and I said, okay, so I drew these trend line. I talked about it in my last video. What we had was the consolidating price action. We had lower highs here and then higher lows here, and the price action was coming to a wedge. Now, what happened when I was gone and I wasn't at home earlier today, probably about 6 hours ago, was we broke over this and started holding above the trend line. Now, the volume did not immediately come in, and what I was telling people was watch the wicks. You'll see we had this wick right here where we got sold down, another one right here that was pretty bad. But things changed. Things changed after that. And I said, be careful getting long here, guys, because you don't know, we could break down at any time. This could be an ascending wedge, and we could actually, or a rising wedge, and we could actually break down from it, which is usually what tends to happen. But you see these two candles right here, guys? Look at the wicks. It flipped. Momentum reversed. They were actually bought up as soon as we dipped below that trend line. And I was like, okay, guys, we've been holding too long for this not to break. We've been holding too long. From looking at this, I said, okay, that's interesting. So now what did I do next? I looked at the RSI. We're holding over 8,000. We've been holding over 8,000 for like 12 hours. I scrolled down here, looked at the RSI. What did I see? Whoa, check that out. So that bearish divergence I had been talking about from before, these two lines right here, we actually broke the lower high pattern and lower low pattern and started making higher highs. And I'll kind of draw that out for you right here. We started making these higher highs. So when I saw that, now what that means is instead of the bearish divergence saying, hey, you know, the price is going horizontal, but the RSI is going down, we're probably going to head down. It broke that, and now the RSI was confirming the upwards price action we had here. And so I'm like, okay, guys, it's go time. Now, did I just go all in and just didn't set a stop? No. What I did was I entered with a very calculated size, and with the RSI in mind, and I had a very close stop because of the size I used. So let's go ahead and jump over here to my Twitter. Now, I announced this trade. I announced the trade before I took it, or it's actually as soon as I entered, rather, and that was right here. So I said, took some long here, very close to the, I said stop, but I put stop, is what I meant to type, at the 80.79. Now that area I was looking at, my stop, when you zoom in, was at the bottom of this candle. If you look here, I put my stop at 80.79, but here the low of this candle was $8,089.75. My stop was right under this, guys. Right under this. So it was $40 from my entry was my risk. It was right under that. So very close risk. My thought process being with the tightening pattern, we're going to see a break one way or another here soon. And I would be invalidated if we broke through that because there's a high chance we break below this trend line. And I said in my tweet, I wouldn't hold below that trend line. This is why you guys need to follow me on Twitter. So right here, and I said that's the prior 1 hour candle low. And I posted this chart here for you guys. You can see what I saw. Really tight price action here. Thinking potential squeeze if. Remember to always think in if-then statements, guys, if we break over 150. So I think we're going to see a squeeze if we break over 150, and I had a very tight risk. The RSI level broke the lower high pattern, but is currently at 60. So the RSI was at the 60 level I talk about a lot, but it had changed direction. So I said a close risk because I did acknowledge, hey, for the bear side, if you were looking at this from a bear perspective, then we could, at the RSI would be a spot to enter short normally. But because of how we saw the reverse of price action, I entered long here, okay? So I detailed this whole trade before the bump happened, and this is the chart I sent. Fast forward to about 15 minutes later, okay? Oh, actually, the same time after I posted this, and I kind of explained why I used my, why I put my stop there. And I said, this is a more advanced counter trend trade. This could very easily break downwards. Rising wedges usually do, but we've held a lot longer than I anticipated this to. Worth a shot with close stop on prior gains. So by prior gains, meaning like I'm risking money I made earlier in the day. I won't hold past that upper wedge trend line. So I said, I'm not going to hold below that because that red line I drew is what I would imagine the price would do if we broke downwards. So I posted these at the same time. Okay. Then what I did was over here, I entered at I entered Bitcoin at, let me go and pull it up. It was 8,122. And I'll show you that the entry right here on my tweet. So this was that entry I took here. I entered at, 8,122 and 12 cents. Okay. And I ended up selling at $8,332.04 limit order. And I ended up marketing in. I just scribbled over the size there for you guys. I just want you to focus on the price action. So, and my entry and exits. So, yeah, so you see that there's the entry there at 8,112, and that was right about this candle right here. I entered in this area, in this 1 hour candle. So I had my enter here, had my stop set below that prior candle. I had my stop set for this level right here, and I'll mark it with a horizontal line just so you can kind of visualize it. My stop was right there, right at that level. I was expecting us to break up or break down either way. Had a controlled risk, and what ended up happening? Boom, guys, we took off. So why? So you're thinking, okay, we broke over the 8,200, we're going to the moon. Why would I go ahead and sell when the price is higher than it is when I sold? Here's why. So a couple of things, guys. Number one, you never know how far the move is going to go. I didn't even plan to make this trade. I was looking to actually, like, if you look at my prior video, I was looking to load up in this area for a bounce. But when I came home, I saw that this was about to happen. So I went ahead and jumped in. Or at least that I wasn't 100% certain. That's why you always set your risk. But I thought there was a pretty high percent chance that it was going to break up instead of break down. So I took that with a calculated risk. But this lower area, that was the trade I wanted. I didn't expect this to happen. I thought we were going to break down from the wedge. But that's why I was warning you guys to make sure we get long in it. But to be careful longing within this. But when we broke above it and started holding it, and I saw that RSI, I went ahead and let you guys know. I flipped my position and took that trade. So we saw a break up here towards 8,357. Now, why did I want to sell where I did at the you saw over here, the $8,332.04 range? Why did I sell there? Okay, so a couple reasons why. 2 videos ago, 2 of my Bitcoin chart analysis ago, I actually talked about that next resistance of the 8,300 area. I mentioned that multiple times. Let's go ahead and jump over here to the 4-hour chart. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, where was the next resistance on Bitcoin? And sure enough, look at that green line. That green line where the price is right now. Where's the price stumbling at right now? Right on that resistance. Pay attention to this area right here, guys. We bottomed on it there, bottomed here, and we also topped out right here. Pulled back to it here as well. So there's 4 instances where we saw this year, where we saw that price action kind of stumble. So I'm thinking, okay, this is probably where we'll pull back. We might rip higher after this point, but I just made a lot of money in a short amount of time, and I just want to go ahead and take it off. So I went ahead and set a limit order when I saw now how I knew where to get out is when I look at the order book. I made a video on this, guys. It's how I read the order book and how I make money using it. So watch that video. It's very important, guys. I saw the level 2 beginning to slow down. So the bids weren't stacking as hard and the ask was stacking up. So I went ahead and set a limit sell, got out immediately, filled when I didn't have to pay any commissions on that, took my profit off. It was a 30-minute trade. Guys, you can't beat those sort of returns here in 30 minutes. It's fine. Now, could this continue to rip up to 8,500 in the next hour? Sure, it could, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I just saw a quick opportunity to make some quick profit, so I took that, and now I'm sitting back all cash in the market. So I'll be making a chart analysis here from you guys from an unbiased standpoint here soon, because I'll be sitting completely cash, and we'll be able to talk about where I think Bitcoin might head and what could be going on after this nice breakout here. So that is my trade review here for you guys. Definitely follow me on Twitter. I'm being a lot more active here, posting on here, trying to get some content out here for you guys to help you with your day-to-day day trading, swing trading, whatever it is you do. Just want to teach you how to manage risk and develop that bot mentality. It's very important for you to do. You need to program yourself that you don't You don't sit here and think and debate, you act. You flip over here to the chart, look at the RSI, look at the volume, look at the price action, you just jump in. You jump in and take the trade. You set your risk, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you know you have an edge because of the parameters you set and the price action you look for. Okay, learn to develop the bot mentality and to trade like a machine. Follow me here on Twitter, guys. You can see these posts. I talked about it before the trade even happened. So this will kind of give you this is kind of an example of where my head goes. And I had a request from a guy named Crypwalker. Shout out to him. He actually requested for me a while ago to kind of make how I walk up to a trade video. So this is kind of as a response to that, to kind of help show how I think in these situations. And I posted it prior. So go ahead and follow me on Twitter. For my Reddit, I actually do have a subreddit here, guys. This is my trading setup. Something really cool I can show you guys is what my case says. It actually says buy the dip. And I'll show that, guys, to you in another video. But I actually have that engraved on my tempered glass. But that says buy the dip over there. And this is my trading setup. And I can change the colors any color I like. And that's basically why it's worth so much money. But that's just me being childish, guys. But anyway, so yeah, I actually do have a subreddit where I post all of my different, I'm going to pull it up for you, all of my different analysis. All of it's here, the text version and the videos. So go ahead and follow that as well. And you can kind of look back and see what I said on different days in the past and read through all my different analysis there. So that's it, guys. That's all I got for you today. I'll run on 11 minutes now. Just remember, when you watch this video, think about what I said. If you have any questions, if I didn't go over something here, leave a comment below or just message me on Twitter. I'll be sure to respond to you guys. I appreciate you watching the video. And remember, trade like a machine. Have a great one, guys.